You did have some audio. Yeah, she had some audio issues.
Oh no, I was muted. Haha, I was muted. I muted myself. Haha. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it.
You muted yourself. So I had some audio issues. Some Christmas stuff showing up. I think
Yes.
Margaret had colored contacts in the entire time. It was very distracting.
I have to say, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a big ass kid, but I was hyped. Like, I don't know. I was looking at like the goblins animated, and I don't know, all that stuff like hyped me up. Like the new scenery for like, you know, the tropical environment. I don't know, all that stuff. And again, this just might be me being a big old kid, but I don't know, it like sparked something in me. I was like, oh my goodness, like we've waited all these years, and now it's almost it's time. Like,
Time for what?
it's time for the MMO alpha. Like we've had Alpha 1 Phase 1, which was, you know, the apocalypse version of the alpha. We've had, you know, different phases that we've went through, Alpha 0, but now like Alpha 1, like just that live stream, this past live stream just really had me sparked. It was like, okay, now it's time now. Like we're getting ready to go in and actually test the MMO's alpha.
So this one's a preview, and I want to strongly temper expectations when we get to that point. And when we get to that point, but they did, like, I also enjoyed the goblins, like the little dancing one in the back.
It was
my
awesome.
favorite.
It was awesome.
I enjoyed the goblins, seeing them animated and all in different clothes. We did get to see, like, they did show a bunch of like a bunch of new environments, a bunch of new environmental stuff, like all kinds of new environmental stuff. They told us that, hey, the Alpha 0, the new Alpha is going to be not going to be on the Alpha 0 map. It's going to be on the new Alpha 1 map, which, if it's what was promised beforehand, then it's 20% of the actual MMO map.
Yeah, 1/5 to a quarter of the map, which is like, that's insane. I don't know. To me, like, I don't know. That's pretty. We're talking about a quarter of the map here. Like, that's a lot of information. That's a lot of like. You can do a lot of mapping with that. Like you can start, you know, figuring out like, hey, is this section, is this quarter of the Vera somewhere where I could possibly want to set up with my guild? Is this something, you know? And you could kind of look at the terrain and kind of see where things are going to be. And obviously, Steven said, you know, it's more than likely a lot of things will change as far as like node spawns and stuff like that, but you could still kind of get a general concept, right? And I don't know, to me that's huge. Like, I am super hyped up for that. Like, I can't wait to get in.
I don't like that people are hyped for tech.
So there's a lot of stuff to go. Like, people can be hyped for testing, but like, you got to understand what's going to be in the test, which is we can't get to that point yet. There's tempering expectations later on. Don't skip.
We're talking
tempering expectations. You can.
Here's what I liked about the live stream. Here's what I liked about the live stream. All right. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
The fucking daytime savings thing. The fucking where they showed the whole how the sun travels. That
was sick.
I don't think that's going to be in the test.
I don't care if it's not going to be in the test. I enjoyed that very much because they what a lot of people don't realize, they actually, you know, they showed a lot of
the dynamic lighting. Yeah.
No, you freaking genius. They showed like the world. Like, yes, they showed the dynamic lighting, which is awesome. Then towards the end of the clip, the guy goes up and pans around, and you see like a lot more of the map. So that got me really excited because honestly, I'm currently playing World of Warcraft again, and I'm enjoying World of Warcraft for the first time since early Cataclysm. I am enjoying World of Warcraft right now. But something that I noticed, something that kind of pisses me off is every day is the same weather. It's weather. Like Azeroth has there's like perfect weather all the time. So yeah, that's like the dynamic weather effects, like, and all that stuff. and the way the sun travels, I really do enjoy that.
What about you, Stackerson?
Honestly, I just watched read the notes. I'm now kind of watching the videos you guys are talking about.
So,
He read the transcript.
I'll try not to
Alright,
get
so
the
that's the
lighting
difference.
thing.
That's the difference
That's fair.
between. So normally people will. I say normally people will probably wait and like read the transcript, unless the stream, unless like Asmongold is trying to doing commentary on the stream at the same time. I'm just saying that like a few people do that, or people watch like video but most people will wait for either a transcript or a video summarizing the thing. This was definitely a visual stream. This is not you gotta read the transcript stream. This was a visual, you gotta see everything that was there kind of stream.
Yeah, I mean, I started watching the stream, and I kind of got through where they were talking about the cosmetics and how she like sends her ideas and how they went through the iterations on that gauntlet. But then, for one reason or another, I stopped watching after that, and I just kind of figured this transcript covered everything. So now I'm seeing like, I saw the video with like the big horn dude man and the little gallows dancing around.
Man, it was sick. I don't know. I think that. Oh man, it was so awesome. It was so awesome. I enjoyed it. I was sitting at home just like woohoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
pretty
someone who
much.
didn't really experience it that way at the time.
I
kind of read it. There was nothing new for me really.
Okay, here's something funny that I noticed. I'm enjoying the live streams more and more now. I don't know why. Nothing has
Probably because
changed.
you don't have the same expectations. You probably just chilled out.
Yeah,
and you're able to just enjoy them for what they are.
Yeah, probably.
They're also showing a lot. Like you're seeing a lot more of Alpha 1 footage instead of them talking about stuff. And then I was also showing
I mean,
a lot more.
We see
3D renders of things.
Yeah, exactly. We like if for me.
I mean, come on.
For me to get reckless level hype and be like, whoa, boy, Jesus, I would need to see like, I don't know, like raiding or real large scale PvP or something.
Okay. What about this though, BCG? In the live stream, yeah, hear me out. In the live stream, right? They had the plants, the dynamic different plants and different and to me that's awesome because I don't know about you guys, but anytime I've played any MMORPG, plant life has just been like it's the copy paste. Like it's been horrible. Like I've had a horrible experience when it came to like environmental plants and stuff. You might get maybe 3-4 different variations of plant life, but to see those different plants and the detail behind them, I don't know. To me, that's also just something that was amazing to me. I was like, oh my goodness, like look at this work. Look at the craftsmanship. I don't know. Like I get hype behind stuff like that.
Reckless, are you really gonna make me do a weed joke right now?
There is.
Oh, Reckless likes plants. I wonder why.
Alright, so you're looking. Alright, so yeah, looking at them individually is great, but you're like, chances are you're not gonna. Some people do actually sit there and notice, like people in the alpha people when we were doing the BR test was actually sitting there and taking screenshots of just the environment and stuff.
Well, you gotta think about it, like the crafters, right? Like crafters, like you gotta understand the crafting side of the game. It's gonna have its own population of gamers, right? And like for them to be able to look at a specific plant and be like, I need that.
Those were just environment things. Those were not like the crafting side of things. I guarantee the crafting side of things are probably just gonna be like 1 or 2, maybe 3. Like they might have like 3 variations of iron piled up on top of each other, and then that's these you're gonna see like 30, like a bunch. Like yes, looking at them individually is great, but these are still gonna be copy and pasted all over the world. You're still gonna have yes, looking at them individually is great, but not every tree is gonna have handcrafted shit.
I disagree to a certain extent, and that extent is basically saying I think if they're going into this much detail when it comes to like the environment, having a actual gameplay mechanic like crafting, if they was to implement that same like different variety of plant life, alchemist or a gatherer can look and say, oh shit, excuse my language, but oh shoot, like this plant is rare, like this is a rare plant.
No,
like,
that you're obviously gonna have
let me gather this and make room for it in my inventory. I might have to discard, an item or something, but let me grab this.
You came in one black. You still there, Reckless?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So potatoes and carrots are gonna still look differently from each other. You're not like, yes, you're gonna be able to look at it. That's something almost every MMO for the past 10 years has tried to done, is to where you're gonna be able to look at a material and
wait, before we go into that stuff, is there anything else you guys want to talk about the live stream, because we're going off track again?
All right, so live stream topics, the quick overview, you had the Alpha Zero map environment stuff. You got we know there's gonna be new biomes.
Yeah, that's fun. The new map. I guess that's tempering the hype. Never mind.
You saw the 3D renders of a bunch of cosmetics. The dragon. Okay, here's the thing. We've seen that dragon before. It's just a reskin.
I don't care. I didn't remember the dragon, and I still don't remember seeing the dragon for the first time.
It was all red and shit.
Oh yeah, wait. Now I do remember. All right, but anyways, graphic wise, I literally don't give a shit about graphics in my game. Everybody's like graphics and it needs to look awesome, and literally the game can look fucking wonderful if if it plays like shit, it's shit. But when I saw the dragon, I was like, yes, I like this. This is a good looking dragon. I want to fight this. I want to get killed by this thing 200 times before I beat it. I know we saw it before. I know that now I remember. But when I saw that dragon, when I was dying, coughing, and cursing at God, I was like, yes, I like that dragon. That dragon was like, yes, fantasy MMORPG. Yes, no fucking anime girls and all that shit. Yes, this is a dragon. This is a Western. This is.
I mean, we all know that dragon's really a small little girl.
Oh, shut up.
So.
But it's okay. She's over 1,000 years old.
I hate you. So yeah, I really, really did like the dragon.
That 3D render of the dragon. You had 3D render of the a few of the cosmetic creatures that.
The swamp thing,
right? Of the cosmetics. Swamp thing, yeah, we saw a swamp thing.
The swamp thing is now going to be this tall.
I like. Actually, I want to say, I like the swamp thing. Looking at it, especially at the feet, it got me a little excited for what they'll do for the Tolnar. Just
what is that?
And kind of, if I remember here, I'll try to get a big picture. It kind of there's the feet were kind of animalistic.
Gotcha.
And it just I just thought it looked really good, and because it looks good, I would hope that Tolnar too.
See, now that I look at it more closely, it looks the top looks like Swamp Thing, but the bottom looks like the monster from the lagoon.
Yeah.
So it's a mix between those two.
I kind of agree with Steven on this one, where it's it's gonna look awkward seeing that thing as a little small pet. You know what I mean?
It's a cosmetic pet. It's not a combat
I know,
pet.
but I know there's gonna be a variation of it in the world that's a bigger size. But to watch people run around with their cosmetic pet version of it that big, following behind them, I don't know. I would like to see what that's gonna look like, because to me it's gonna look really funny seeing that buff kind of this little thing running. I don't know. I agree with Steven on that. It's just gonna look a little awkward, that's all.
It's also gonna look awkward because the mushrooms on it are so small. They're not. I feel like they should be scaled up because it's supposed to be a smaller thing. But maybe that's just me nitpicking.
There shouldn't be any fucking mushroom.
Just little mushrooms going on.
I know.
Bioluminescence.
There shouldn't be any fucking mushrooms. Because there's mushrooms everywhere.
Mushrooms everywhere. We saw.
I want to talk
variations.
about dampening expectations, though, because somebody asked something in chat.
You wanna talk about well, there's also, yeah. All right, you wanna go live stream stuff. There's also like a bunch of the Q&A stuff was answered with like this. A lot of them are repeat questions, but they got a lot of repeat answers, but with a little bit more clarification to them.
I don't read. I read the Shay's transcript. I don't. As soon as I hear Q&A,
yeah, that's most people really just turn off immediately as soon as they hit the Q&A section. So you want to move over to tempering expectations?
Yeah, I want to.
Let's go.
Let's talk about the Alpha One.
So let me explain this why I want to talk. And I guess it's not like people are gonna say this may sound a little bit salty, and those people are just. The reason I want to talk about this is while I was sick, I've been watching the Discord. I watch the Discord all the time, and there's just a lot of new people, and something that I notice is, I mean, it's always a thing when new people come around. They're like, oh yeah, I saw the Lazy Peon video, Asmongold stream. This game is awesome. So now that I have not clearly read up on everything, now I will come up with these crazy ideas, and I hope they will be in the game.
All right, so they're doing the exact same thing we all did when we first joined, like 2017, 2018. That's all there was. Like,
here's the fucking difference. Back then, we had no information. Big difference. So now, when somebody comes in and
they're brand new people coming into the community, they're experiencing it for the first time. They're getting we already talked about this when the Asmongold and when all that hype came in. I was like, they're doing all this. They're doing everything we did. You're seeing the theory crafting. You're seeing the people saying, "Oh, this game's gonna be like this, this, and this. It should be like this, this, and this."
Exactly.
And then I was also saying the Tolnar hate, the
That's what I wanted to get at, is people saying things should be a certain way. Right? If you are coming into this now and you say this should be like this should be like this, you're gonna get disappointed. You're gonna if you're just now getting here and you're saying this should be like this should be like this, you're probably not gonna be in this test. This test is under an NDA, and it's only for Braver of Worlds and Intrepid pack holders, which is everyone that has Alpha 1 right now. So if you're one of those people, you either bought your package from a third-party person, or you have been under a rock for the last 3 years. Exactly. No, don't interrupt me. Like, the point that I want to make is people need to understand that this is not what they want. This is what Steven wants. This is Steven's MMORPG. That's the number one fucking law in the jungle. This is Steven's MMORPG, and Steven is so kind and shares his ideas, thoughts, and his vision of the game. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, well, then you end up like me.
This is something that I've actually been thinking about, and I think that the bigger issue is, like, we have no new MMOs. So we basically, everyone who wants a new MMO is like coming to Ashes and like projecting their ideas of what they think the game should be.
That's what started the Lazy Peon video and the Asmongold hype. Was like everyone was looking forward to New World because it was the newer MMO that was going up, and then New World got a pushback, and so now there was no new MMO in sight. Bunch of the Kickstarter MMOs were getting flack for being they were either canceling or they had no updates for a long time. New World got pushed back. That's why everything got pushed here.
Can I finish my thought now? I wasn't done. What I wanted to say was, this is Steven's game. This is Steven's MMORPG, right? This is the law. This is the jungle. So, because I'm reading like a lot of like forum posts, and I'm really glad that I don't spend much time on nothing against my brothers and sisters at the forums, but there's a lot of topics at the forums where I'm like, this is complete. Yes, you want to share what you want, right? But at the end of the day, this is a company, this is a studio trying to do something nobody else has, based on the vision of one guy. So I'm currently in the mindset, I'm not gonna be like, I would like this, I would like that. Right? I'm more like in the camp of, okay, Steven has something, I gotta take a look at it, and then I give him my honest opinion about it. Right? That's feedback. But the other day, I don't know, there was some argument on the Discord where they argued about some really dumb topic.
Which one was it? I was probably there.
I don't remember. It was like 2 weeks
Was
ago.
The topic of why flagging won't work?
Yes, I think it was something PvP. It was something PvP related, and
it's always PvP related.
PvP related.
Yeah, and there's a guy saying, "Yeah, the corruption system won't work. Flagging won't work. This won't work."
Yeah, that's the thing. Like people are saying, I don't know why you look at the forums. Right on the forums are people
but
saying.
Here's the point that I want to make: is it doesn't matter what you think, because they're building what Steven wants to build. He wants to build a stream MMORPG. So instead of wasting people's time, just wait till they give us something to test, which we will do this December, and then we can bitch and complain about it. Thank you.
Oh, we won't
Not
even be
openly.
testing that much.
Yeah, you're gonna be testing for 4 days.
We got what,
and it's
10 days?
NDA.
12 days till alpha, to the first preview test of alpha, I guess,
Dude,
or whatever you want to call it.
I'm not going to sleep at
Yes,
all.
it's there.
It's the 18th, right?
I already have
13 days. 13 days.
I have my Excel sheets ready. I got my notebook ready. I'm testing the shit out of this.
So let me ask you guys this: when you say temper expectations for Alpha 1, what does that entail? Because I'm hyped up, right? So what would you tell me? Knowing me, I've been here for 3 years, but I'm still hyped up for Alpha 1.
You're not gonna see hybrid combat. You're not gonna see naval combat in this test. Like people are expecting to see that stuff, though. People that are hyped up, and it's like, what do you think? So you say you're hyped up. What are you hyped up to see in the test?
Okay, so what I'm go ahead, BCG. I was just gonna say.
Here's how I would temper expectations. Anyone that is saying they cannot wait to play this December, they should not get access or not get into Alpha 1. This is not a play test. This is not... Okay, well, it is kind of a play test, but it's not here for you to play. This is here to do some serious testing. So if you go into the game with like, oh yeah, I want to do dungeons, I want to level up, I want to quest, I want to find lore things, and
there's probably a limited amount of content.
I know, but this is what I mean. People need to understand. This
backing up on
this
that.
Is not, this is not early access. This is not like you going in. There's gonna be cinematics. There's gonna be all that cool shit. You gotta go in. It's pretty much gonna be like Alpha 0, and you are gonna be there to test.
So as like a baseline consumer, that's what I am. Like this is my first game that I've like followed through the making of it. As a baseline consumer, I'm gonna go into the Alpha 1, and I still want to enjoy myself. Like, yes, I understand there's testing going on, but how come I can't have fun while I'm testing? Why can't I be hyped and have fun?
More, people go into it thinking they're going to get more out of the test than what is actually in the test. And then when they go into it with high expectations, and then when they don't get those high expectations, they're either extremely bummed out or very vocal about like, oh, this is shit, blah, blah, because of this reason. Like, being excited and testing, like having fun testing out the game in the alpha is not a problem, Reckless. It's going in there expecting something that's just not what the test is. It's a free alpha.
I got you. I understand that. That makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, no, I'm me personally, but again, I've been around for 3 years, but me personally, obviously, I'm not going in expecting, cinematics, expecting full-fledged, like, hybrid combat. I'm not going in expecting to see all the archetypes. I'm not going in expecting to see full skill trees, but what they do supply me, I'm hyped for that, if that makes sense. So what's gonna be there, I'm hyped for the content that actually is gonna be there. I want to enjoy it with friends that I've played APOC with, and etc. Like APOC, it was a huge controversy with APOC. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, the BR, what's going on?" You know, everybody kind of. But I went in and I said, you know what? No, this is not an MMO. This is not what I was expecting to have as a test phase, but it's what they're providing us because it's what works for Steven, right? So I went into that and I said, well, let me have fun with what's being given, right? So I went into APOC. I had fun. I did multiple matches. I queued up with friends. Like we enjoyed it. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna go into this test phase with that same mentality. Like, yeah, it might not be what I'm expecting or hoping for, but what's there, I'm gonna have fun with, and I'm gonna push it to its limits and see if something breaks. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but
okay, this is just me, and there's nothing against the way you're planning on doing it. But just like Elf said in the channel right now, for what we know, we might be getting another windmill boss. So I'm personally not going in there. Like, I'm not gonna be like, okay, yeah, it's testing time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's more like, okay, it's testing time. I have my Excel sheet of things that I want to test. Maybe I even have information from Intrepid, them wanting us to test certain things. So it's not like I'm going in there and be like, okay, yeah, let's have fun. It's more like, okay, I need to do my job. My self-appointed job as a tester for this Alpha 1 event. And then in the back of my head, all the way back, I'm thinking like, I'm doing this not because I want to have fun. I'm doing this because I want the end result. I'm
not even talking about that. What I'm talking about, like, you're gonna have 10,000 people there. Only a handful of us are actually gonna look at it like, oh, we're actually testing. I'm looking at it at like the 10,000 people that are going in there that are looking like, oh, I'm getting to be able to play the test as early as possible. Like, I'm able to play the alpha test. You're looking at those people.
Don't say that. You see, right there, that whole thing.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Alpha 1 test. Don't.
That's the problem. They're thinking that we're gonna be able to play the Alpha 1 test, and then that's what I'm saying about tempering expectations. I'm saying, like, let's look at realistically what's gonna be in the Alpha test and what's not gonna be in the Alpha test.
Because here's something that I'm really worried about. This is the first Alpha 1 test where you're gonna have a shit ton of people. Way more than Alpha 0, way more that are currently in PI. So you're gonna have leaks.
oh yeah, that's they're gonna. I'm sure they're gonna take. I mean, any game company, I would assume, is gonna take their precautions with something like that, and most likely there's gonna be a lot of accounts that get banned, you know, for leaking. And
maybe, like,
you know, that's. I mean, if people want to spend what was the minimum amount to get into Alpha 1? If you want to throw away $400 or $500 to do a leak, so you can be the cool guy that, or cool girl that pushed out this, oh, look, see this, you know, then, I mean, if that's worth your $400 or $500, then, I mean, I guess so, but
reckless.
I wouldn't advise it.
Not to put salt on an old wound, but people have been leaking shit from PI for years now. And they spend way more money, and nobody has ever gotten
This
there.
is going to be a new world kind of thing. You're going to have people that are going to be streaming it and trying to leak as much as possible, but as soon as screenshots or leaks happen, the Intrepid's going to have to be on it on getting contacting Twitch and getting accounts banned. Like, contacting Twitch, getting the Twitch channel taken down, and then also finding, like, oh, we found this person's account because you broke in the NDA. Which people have to understand, this first test is under an NDA. The NDA is not going down until, what was it?
February, I think.
March.
Yeah,
March.
Yeah. March is when the first, like, when the NDA comes down, and that's when all alpha testers and the content creators.
Okay, so the thing that I cannot demand anything, but something that I would really, really like is maybe even a YouTube video where they clearly explain this is not early access. This is not for your enjoyment. This is not for you to make reviews of. This is not for you to get an idea how the game is. This is a Western Alpha 1 testing phase where we allow our community under NDA to help us test. I think that would go a long way. That would clear up so much crap, because I can already see week after testing, "Oh, you played Alpha 1, oh, this game is shit."
You know, I was listening to you guys, and I think I'm a part of the problem. Like, it just kind of dawned on me. Like, I feel like I'm a part of the problem, and what I mean by that is, I don't feel like I want to go into the alpha test and work. Like,
Well, but
That's what most no.
I don't
He's
feel
not-
that way. You know what I mean? Like,
No. So
if I would be a hamster, I would bite you right now.
So 10,000 people are going to be in this. At least 10,000 people are going to be in this test. Not all of them are going to be thinking, "Oh," they're all not going to be thinking, "Oh, I want to go into this and do a job."
I know, because
They're all going to be vast majority of them are going to be thinking like Reckless is thinking. I'm not talking about people that are wanting to do a job. I'm talking about people like Reckless. I just want to temper expectations so people aren't going into it and thinking, "Oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to be able to test all this shit. It's going to be fun as fuck," and then be bummed out because the test isn't what you're thinking. Like I said, let's go over what is actually going to be in the test and what's not going to be in the test.
Well, we know for sure we're gonna have a quarter of the map or a fifth of the map, right? So
Yeah.
we get to see the terrain, the environment layout. You know, we get to see, you know, the different oceans that's gonna be there, the coastlines, etc. Obviously, the teleportation thing is gonna go away, but that's just a temporary fix for the naval when they do get the ships working. So we know ships aren't gonna be there. We know we're going to have some iteration of combat, right? Which is going to be leaning towards the final product, right? Like we're going to be testing a partial combat system that is going to...
Pretty sure it's the same one we tested in the PI test.
Well, right, but like now we're testing it on a mass scale, right? Like now it's 10,000 people testing it versus however many was there from PI, right? So like, there's going to be more feedback when it comes to that. I feel like.
I hope that the first test literally breaks the game and that we spend hours, maybe even a day, on another windmill boss.
I feel like if that happens, BCG, then they failed with Alpha Zero. They failed with the Battle Royale. They failed with because that's what those things that we was told. That's what those things was for.
That is
right?
a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
So if we run into a windmill boss, me personally, after spending all the money I've spent, I'm gonna want answers. What was that whole Alpha Zero thing? What was that whole BR thing? I thought that was all back end testing. I thought we was getting all that together. So now all of a sudden,
let me question,
I mean, what was that thing?
Let me ask you a question. You three fancy PI members, so fancy in your PI chats when you drink your cocktails. Are we gonna have dedicated European servers or just NA servers for this?
I don't remember what he said. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have dedicated European servers for the PI test for the upcoming test.
That is interesting. Because now, yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how that works.
Like I said, I'm not 100. I don't remember. So on the thing that Reckless said about 10,000 people are gonna be logging in for the first time. Like, you're gonna have server problems. Every game has server problems its first day. I'm looking at servers not gonna go up till that Friday. It's on a Friday. It's not gonna go up till I'd say 2 to 4 Pacific time. That's just a guess.
2 to 4. That's around. Wait.
So it's like
9 hours ahead. So yeah, around midnight latest my time.
So you're gonna be at 2 to 4 Pacific time. That's just a guess. That's not like we don't know anything. Like, we don't know actually any time frames. They haven't said anything in PI, and they haven't said anybody. That's just me guessing on when the servers are gonna go up. You're gonna have whenever we get the download time. I imagine they're probably gonna try to get it to us a couple days before, so everyone has it downloaded. They might, if for whatever reason they email everybody like same day, then I could see a whole bunch of people being pissed off. But yeah, you're gonna have everyone trying to log in to the servers. However many servers they have up, we don't even know like how many people are going to be supposed to be on a server. So server size, you could say that we tested all that in Alpha Zero and the APOC and the 200 people, but that was 200 people versus we're looking at 10,000 people logging in, not logging into the same server, but logging into a bunch of different servers.
Okay, let me because we're going off topic again. So
no, we're talking about expectations still. We're not on topic.
Yeah, but when we're talking about tempering, then we're just talking about what people have to expect.
That's tempering expectations.
Yeah, but people are going in like reckless. They're going in with the assumption or with the hope,
like a little kid.
Yeah, exactly.
like a little kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's honestly like that is okay to some degree. Right? I'm fine with that. I'm fine when people go in there excited for Ashes. Fuck.
You're getting 4 races.
Okay.
No, almost no character customization. 3 classes.
Interrupt me one more fucking time. I'll fucking kick you off the pod.
I ain't the one to interrupt you all the time this time.
Yes, you are. Anyways, no. The point. Look at Stackerson. He knows. He's like, what am I doing here? No,
I'm just chilling.
No, the point I want to make is it's okay to be excited. It's okay to enjoy to look forward to the test. What I want to make sure of is people understand is it doesn't help if you then, when the test goes live and you run into issues, if you start bitching. That's...
Oh, yeah, no, I get that.
Don't do that. Write a bug report, right? And don't go like, tag Steven, tag Maggie. I hate this, I don't want to play. Don't do that. That is really frustrating, especially if you are...
I agree.
Yeah.
That to me, that's tempering expectations. That's more along the lines of something that I think is reasonable to say to the public is like, hey, like don't throw a huge fit if like something's broke. Like if you go to craft the item and the crafting mechanic breaks, like don't go, oh my gosh, the crafting system fucking sucks.
Exactly, because here's the thing.
We're not even supposed to be like really it's a placeholder for
crafting. Is there going to be crafting?
Well, I don't know. I was just.
We're not getting actual crafting. You're not supposed to get actual crafting to Alpha 2. It's a placeholder.
Because here's where
I was just giving an example.
Here's where you have to temper your expectations. Yes, you will go into Alpha 1 under NDA. Yes, you might have some fun, but you also are gonna run into a lot of bugs. And that's where you have to alter. It's where you have to temper your expectations. And Daggerson is pounding the sake. Is it good? Your mic is off.
He's like, yeah, sorry.
It's rice wine. It is interesting. It's not what I expected.
No,
but it tastes like rice
what
wine.
I wanted to say is, the way that I think you should temper expectations is if you go into Alpha 1 and you expect like no problem gameplay, that's where you have to temper your expectations because you're gonna run into bugs.
I agree.
And
I agree with that.
If you do, write a bug report. Don't bitch about it. Write a bug report. Don't tag Steven and Maggie like 15,000 times because there's gonna be so much information coming in from 10,000 people that Intrepid is not gonna have time to listen to you bitch and complain.
I agree.
All right, good. I'm done with my rant. You only continue.
Cosmetics.
What? Are we done with tempering expectations?
I mean, yeah, I think the TLDR is don't go into Alpha 1 thinking you're going to be playing Ashes. You're not playing Ashes.
No.
The world's going to look like Ashes. The classes are going to play like the classes will in Ashes.
You're not even really playing Alpha 1. You're not the intended Alpha 1. You're playing an Alpha 1 preview.
Are they calling it an Alpha 1 preview now?
Yeah, it's called. Well, that's what they've been calling it since the time announcement. It's not Alpha 1. It's an Alpha 1 preview. It's not actually Alpha 1 until April.
I feel like it should be called like a pre-test or something because it's not really a preview, or at least I guess I'm going into this expecting what I played in the other ones.
Here's my problem with the term preview, because if it's a preview, you can expect to have some fun.
I mean, there's going to be fun to be had, but it's not going to be alpha, or it's not going to be Ashes.
All right, let's talk about cosmetics. Okay, here's my Here's my first question about the cosmetics. Who wants to buy my media? Who wants to buy the cosmetics for me?
Hey, I will on one condition. If you come to the States. If you come to the States, I'll buy your cosmetics.
Okay, that's a deal, but I want to clarify, you have not specified a time when I have to come to the States.
Oh, well, it gotta be during the month of the cosmetics. The month you come to the States, I'll buy that month's cosmetics for you.
If I would leave Germany right now, I'm probably not going to be able to come back.
I know. That's why I'm trying to get you to come. So you gotta be here permanently.
Okay, let's talk about the cosmetics. I really do like the cosmetics. I really like the cosmetics.
Well, before we go into details on the cosmetics, do you mind if I say something real quick, BCG?
Depends on what it is.
Well, what I'm gonna say is, I think in this last live stream, they've clarified a lot of things when it comes to how cosmetics are gonna work in the game, and I appreciate that because now I know. I have a better idea of how I want to spend my money when it comes to these cosmetic purchases. For example, they clarified that, when you buy the accessory piece that's in the cosmetic shop versus when you buy the, say, cosmetic armor set, once you apply one, you can't apply the other. So you can't have this month's frost gauntlets on with this month's cosmetic outfit or set. They cancel one another out. So I think that's something that's really good, and I appreciate that specification.
Okay.
Because I from my understanding from my previous purchases, I thought that the accessory can always be applied. So I figured, any accessory piece from the cosmetic store you can apply, and it would add on top of whatever cosmetic set you had on. So,
did you ever play Guild Wars 2?
I played it in the very when it launched, but then I didn't really get into it, so I stopped playing.
Okay. Yeah, no, Guild Wars 2 has a cosmetic system that's very similar to what they have, where the outfits are something that's just a complete visual override. The accessories are more of a single slot item.
Yeah, because
for transmog.
Yeah, for example, I got my Necromancer, the Jack-Lantern hood.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I got that on that, and then I got a different cosmetic for the rest of the body.
Jack-Lantern hood was a very popular.
No, it doesn't work that way though. Not in Ashes. You can't wear.
So you have the full set one, how the cosmetics are being sold, and the accessories, which are just you can't have a full set and accessory on at the same time.
Well, an accessory just transmogs over a single piece of gear.
Yeah.
And a costume, a full set overrides the whole.
That's what he's saying with the hood. It works the same way as the accessories. He had the hood on, and then he had the armor on underneath. He didn't have a full cosmetic.
Let me ask you: did they clarify anything regarding the environmental effects on the buildings?
That they haven't. I don't believe so. Not as far as not to the extent of this goes on this particular building type. This goes on this particular tier of building.
What I mean is, for example, now if we take the freehold cosmetic in this month's pack, and then if you put this cosmetic on your freehold building, is there gonna be snow?
That's a good question. I don't think
there's not going to be snow. No, they've said it's not going to affect the environment. They don't want a whole lot of environmental stuff happening, and it's not going to affect the terrain around your freehold.
So the snow that is in that concept art won't be there.
No, the snow is going to be on the building, but it's not going to be snowing, and you're not going to have it alter the terrain like how it looks in that thing. You're just going to have that.
Yeah, okay, so it's just a freehold building. Okay, good.
With ice on it.
So I'll be honest, the things that I dig is the glove, the mount, and the caravan skin. I dig the weapons in the armor set and the helmet and the boots, right? But I feel like the torso, the pants, and everything else that is not covered in ice, I don't like that. I don't know why. It just feels a little bit off.
We don't get the the weapons though, do we? I don't think we.
No, we don't. So it's. I mean, I dig the helmet. I get a little bit of a Lich King kind of vibe with the glowing eyes, so I kind of dig that. But besides the helmet and the weapons, I don't really like the armor set. I do dig the mount.
Yeah, I'm a fire guy myself, so when it comes to like the ice and
yeah.
So
oh wait, I got a question. Okay, so wait. Okay, yeah. Let me. Oh yes. Oh. Ooh, cosmetic question. So we know in one of the Kickstarter packs, you guys are getting special effects, right? Cosmetics.
Talking about the Phoenix Aura?
I don't know, something. FX.
Wait, which the special effect, like the cosmetic effects, to where like you can change the effects of spell, like
yes.
Like so the effects change the effects of spells and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So your red fireball becomes a purple or blue fireball.
Exactly. So what I would like to see, because what I am waiting for, to buy is like something that makes my fire spells like green.
that would go with your scheme, dude.
You're not gonna see that in the cosmetic packs. They're not gonna want to sell. They're not gonna sell that until the game's fully released. Same with any more. Like you're not gonna see any more racial effects, or you're not gonna see more skill effects, cosmetics, or racial skins till after game launch.
But could you imagine running into BCG end game and his character just look? It's just like I would look and see the green fire and be like, "That's BCG."
Yo,
like that's BCG right there.
I'd be straight honest. The day they said they want a character creator that is close to Black Desert Online, and they're gonna have an orc race, I'm gonna do my best to recreate Gul'dan from World of Warcraft. I'm sorry. You can like sue me whatever you want. I just like the character Gul'dan. Like my warlock in World of Warcraft looks like Gul'dan. I just like the whole character. So my first character is gonna be an orc warlock. So I'm gonna try to recreate that guy as much as possible. So then, if they have spells that make my fire or special effects or cosmetic item that makes my fire spells green, I'm insta buying that.
What if it's $100? You gonna buy it still?
I still have a Yo, listen. You see this new mic? You see this? I had to sell 2 comic books to get this, and some friends helped me out to get this. So I really do appreciate those. But I still have a bunch of comic books left. It's actually like my security file, like security, like when shit goes really bad, I have those.
Yeah. Backup.
I would sell a couple of those to get green fire on my orc warlock. Not gonna lie.
So, the gauntlet's cool. I like it. I always like the ice hand, the celestial hand, the lava hand, those type of things. If you're one of the summerbacker people and you have the ice elemental, this would probably be a cool accessory to have on you. You should more ice on top of ice. The yak or the ox, it's if you're wanting to be like, hey, I'm a lumberjack character, you have to have this because that's blue. That's Paul Bunyan's ox blue.
Sure.
It's a mix between an ox and a yeti. It's just frozen ice on it and it has 4 horns. Those are cool, glowing blue eyes. Armor set. This isn't an original concept, and I've had to tell a lot of people this. Ice Warrior is not an original concept.
Oh, now I know what's throwing me off. Finish first.
Ice Warrior is not an original concept. It's not like, and this, not down like so. This not one more. It looks like it was done in like an older kind of art style, not like the newer kind of art style that a lot of the cosmetics have been in. Like the older stuff from like 2017, 2018. I feel like I get that vibe from it. Number 2, it's fairly plain in terms of the Ice Warrior cosmetic that we like every other game has done.
Here's what's throwing me off.
Okay.
So the helmet, the shoulders, the hands, and the boots, they all look like heavy armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest looks like leather.
What part looks like leather to you?
The chest and like the stomach, like all like the torso.
That's like 3 plates bonded together. There's probably leather underneath it, but that's
I know
like
when you take a closer look, yes, but from like if you quickly look at it, it looks like soft leather. That's the thing that's throwing me off a little bit.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I do get it.
You know, I think with this set, if we look at all like the previous sets that we had this year, there was like it was very intricate and a lot of detail, and Margaret does terrific work when you look at her past concepts that she's done. I feel like this one was just lacking a little bit of detail. Like I think if there was more detail within the concept art, we would it would, you know, it would kind of fit into what we've been having previously, and I feel like this one is just a little less detailed than the previous cosmetic armors that we've seen.
Excited to get another plate set, and I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's 3D rendered.
Yeah, that's going to be the key thing.
The way it looks right now, I like it. Like everything on the outer body, the parts that are covered in ice, I enjoy. The inner body just seems very plain.
I mean, it's an overall good cosmetic set, so some people are probably going to buy it.
It's plate armor. It's ice. Yeah, I already bought it too.
Okay, fuck you too.
The caravan is just the mounts pulling a wooden thing that's.
Now that's my question. So when you purchase the caravan cosmetic, are you purchasing like? Does the mount come with it, or is it just the caravan part?
Yes, we had that.
Does the mount comes with it?
Yeah,
the mount comes with it.
We had that confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you put on your caravan skin and you, it's gonna change the way the caravan looks, and it's gonna change the mount pulling it. Whether there's gonna be 1 or 2 of the oxes pulling it in the final product, that's still up for debate, because like if you look at the ram, the dwarven caravan that came out recently, that's just like a wooden box being pulled by 2 rams. The final product, the actual animated one that we saw in game, was only being pulled by 1. Whether that gets like 2 or 1 is up in the air. I don't know what the final product is going to look like on this one.
Do you think it's possibly to do with whether or not you're running 2 mounts with your caravan? Because I know caravan system is going to be pretty intricate, where you can like upgrade your wheels, you can upgrade, you know, how fast your mount pulls it, etc.
I have an answer to that, but it was answered in PI, so I can't answer that.
Okay, gotcha.
But you can send them per DM because you're both on PI. You're both
I can
so
probably
fancy.
I could probably ask if I can make it clarify. I could probably ask for a clarification next time. Or if I could see if I've already asked if it's getting clarified. I don't have the answer off the top of my head. I don't know if I have permission to talk about that, or if I don't. All I know is I asked that exact same thing.
Just do it. Nobody watches this show anyways.
But I find this cosmetic fairly boring. I always find the ones to where like it's just the mount pulling a plane. Like the caravans are never all that exciting. Like it's always, oh, that's a cool mount pulling the caravan, and like the mount is like 50 to 80% of what people look at when they're buying these caravan skins. You look at that and it's just 2 oxes pulling a sleigh carrying some wood. You're buying it. You're probably buying this caravan because you like the oxes pulling it, or you like the way it looks. This is also another reason why I say if you're gonna do Paul Bunyan character, this is perfect for you. If you're doing that lumberjack character, perfect cosmetic for you. But like I said, go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna kind of get off. Well, not off topic, but just ask another cosmetic question.
Go for it.
Well, I was gonna ask about like the cosmetic ships. I know we haven't seen one in a little while, but
oh yeah, that's a good point.
What cosmetic ships, right? When you add that cosmetic skin onto it, so first of all, I don't know if you're gonna be able to go inside of a ship, like right, like you're sitting on your character is standing on top of the ship, or do you become the ship? And then it's like, all right, well, if your character's standing on top of the ship and you apply this cosmetic look to the ship, will you be able to go into different compartments in the ship, or are you only able to just kind of stand on the deck of the ship, right? So then the question comes, well, if you can go inside of the ship and there's different compartments, the different cosmetic skins are going to have different, right, like different amount of rooms in them, or
So you
whatever
mean
the
like-
case may be.
You mean like when you say compartments, you mean like in Sea of Thieves?
Rooms.
So-
Like
So I don't
You
think
have 3 classifications of ship. We don't know anything about the how if people are able to go inside the ship or not, or it's gonna be like how Arcade was, where you can have some of them have like a down slope, but it's not like really an inside. You're mainly probably gonna be on the deck, how usually it is inside Arcade.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
There's 3 classifications of ship. There's 3, and then like the cosmetics fall into those 3 classifications. Biggest is galleon. This last one, I don't think it was a galleon. I think it was a I think the brig.
Frigate.
Yeah, frigate. And then the smaller one, I don't remember. So
Reckless, to answer your question, I don't think, even if we have compartments or rooms inside the ships, I don't think the cosmetics will change those rooms, because we have never seen any concept art or anything of the nature of showing the inside of a ship.
Right, and that was kind of my question. Like, do you guys think that the cosmetic skins will change the rooms? That's what I was.
It might change around room placement, but I don't think it'll be bigger or smaller, because you have 3 set. Like I was saying, you have 3 set classifications of ship. Each of 3, each one have different sizes. The cosmetics fall within those. They're not going to. They probably change the cosmetic will change the shape of the ship on the outside, but it probably won't it's not increasing or decreasing the size of the ship.
Gotcha.
Like I said, you're you're just changing, like the sizes are set.
So you might just be changing like the layout. So maybe one cosmetic has 2 rooms to the left, 1 room on the right, versus
At most,
versus 1 room on each side and 1 in the back, or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be cool too.
That's if you're able to go inside.
Right.
You probably could on galleons. I'm not entirely sure, but
that's probably a question I'll ask for the next live stream. Is
you can ask at NPI and then ask if we can share that, because that's actually interesting, because I think that never came up, the topic of if you are able to go inside the ship.
I don't think we're getting an answer for that until we're closer to getting naval combat.
Well,
because we haven't seen a 3D render of ships, so I don't know where we are in terms of ships.
We could just ask every week.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty low on the priority list right now. It's something they're thinking about.
Right, do we have anything else to talk about?
I wasn't even done with the cosmetics.
Are we? Because we reached our 1 hour time limit. And I'm going back to school, so I have to get up early.
So the freehold cosmetic, because that was like the last one I didn't get done with.
Right.
So this is a VEC freehold. This is very VEC to me, but it's VEC. This is my thing. The same thing I had a problem with the swamp cosmetic I have here. You have a freehold skin that's very much in the style of a race, which we're already supposed to get the race's freehold when you build a house as a race, you're supposed to get that race's freehold skin. The Moss one was the exact same way. It just looked like a Renkai house covered in moss. This just looks like it might be a VEC house covered in ice.
So basically what you're saying is I mean, yeah, I guess I see it. I see it.
So we already know it's not going to change the environment around the freehold. This icy hill stuff you're not getting. It might be on a hill. It might be on the staircase. I'm not entirely sure on that part. If it's going to have the elevation part, but it's not going to change the environment around and it's not going to change the freehold into an ice freehold. It's not it's going to be, if you place it on a grass freehold, it's going to be a grass freehold with an icy building on it. If you place it in a volcanic area, it's going to be a volcanic freehold with a volcanic freehold, like an icy house on it.
So you'll be able to walk into somebody's freehold and see like a volcano right next to a icy building, next to a leafy building, next to a I don't know like if how I would feel about walking past the persistent freehold and seeing a volcano right next to an icy building. I don't know, like it would throw me off a little bit.
Like, my opinion, because it's housing, even though it's not instant housing, it's still housing for players, and the best housing that you can have in games is where people can express themselves how they want. And if you put in certain rules within that whole system, you know, you're gonna give yourself a handicap. Yes, for immersion wise, it is, you know, it is important, or it could be important, but that little space is where the player spends most of his time. So if he could, you know, just customize it,
change the environment of the space,
exactly, or do whatever you want with it better. That way you have way more ways for you to express yourself within the game. Like if I think we talked about something similar in the past. WildStar 2 housing system. Till this day, there is no better housing system. WildStar housing system literally shits on every other housing system, because you could just express, you could do so much stuff.
Wasn't that instance though?
It was instance.
Now I'm gonna go look at YouTube videos on that.
So
go and look. WildStar housing like competition.
It was extremely good, but any one that has a really good housing system, it's always instance. You can express yourself more freely on an instance one. This is open, like the freeholds are more open world. You can't express yourself as well, because if you're in a completely say you're in a grassland metropolis, and outside you have a bunch of freeholds, and you see, and everyone has their freehold. Like one guy has an ice freehold. One guy, like someone changed their freehold, like just the freehold itself to an icy area. You have a volcanic area. This guy's got a jungle area. This guy's got a swamp.
It's gonna be a little off. Like you're gonna.
Let me ask you this. For example, if I want to make a really evil looking freehold, like graves and all that stuff, but my node is a religious node, and there's a lot of holy, everything is good, everything is kind. Should that still affect my freehold?
That's gonna so the cosmetics you put on your freehold. What we're talking about is the environment. It depends on what biome you're in.
It doesn't affect. No, I understand what BCG is saying too, and I don't think it should affect. All right, so this is kind of where I stand on it. Yes, I believe that the freedom to do what you want on your freehold, like if BCG wants that dark feel when you walk onto his freehold, and it's like the grave and the tombstones and stuff like that, I feel like he should have all the freedom in the world to express that, right? Same thing with somebody that wants to have an icy freehold. All I'm saying is for the world, the open world wise, having somebody walk by or run by, and the metropolis you're looking at is this beautiful, magnificent metropolis with flowers everywhere and stuff, and then you come across BCG's freehold just in a random spot there, and it's oh, okay, that's kind of dark, and then it's right next door is you're back to light, it's everything's beautiful again, and you're kind of oh shoot, it will kind of throw it off. But it's something I personally could look past, because I would rather BCG have his freedom to express himself the way he wants to.
So you're not looking at. So when he said, so when you say religious node, it's not gonna it's not gonna affect
I know just making thing.
You can still place all the graves and stuff all you want.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to change if this is grassland to a volcanic area.
We don't know that yet.
They've said the freehold skins don't change the environment of the.
Yeah, but when they say environment, they mean probably the environment outside the freehold.
No, in your freehold. It does not change your freehold. It does not change the way your freehold looks. You're just buying a building. You're not buying a biome.
So what about
That sounds like
you guys remember when they had the thunder mount?
It sounds like a really flawed housing system.
You guys remember the thunder mount?
Yeah, I remember the thunder mount.
Yeah.
The freehold building to the thunder mount had like that dark cloud shooting lightning down, and like the lore to it was, you know, you go up to the top of this building and you worship the gods of thunder or whatever it was, right? Like it was a ritual type building with the thunder shooting down. So like for me, buying that cosmetic, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be this dark cloud over this building casting lightning down every so often, you know? So I don't know.
Yes.
That was the first cosmetic where people were like, "Oh, am I getting all these effects?"
That was the one with the ring, right?
That was the one with the ring.
That was the one with the fucking ring.
And that's the one people were asking. Am I getting the effects on the costume? Is the ring like what's the like? That was the first one we saw the ring. That's the first one cosmetic with a ring. They've had more rings since then. You're not buying all these effects. You're only buying.
Here's a lot of the Rings reference. One ring to fuck them all.
So with the costume, you're not getting the aura effect around the lightning. You're not getting the aura effect. You're just buying all the like the blue wizardy looking clothes, the Middle Eastern looking clothes. The ring is just a ring. You're not getting thunder effects or like the aura effects by buying.
What about all the live streams where Steven's like, "Hey, it would be really cool to have those effects on there." You know, like he words it that way. And he's kind of.
Let me give Intrepid Studio a little bit of advice, right? Okay, so Wildstar housing, I'm always gonna come back to that because for me that's the golden standard of housing. Was it okay? So Wildstar housing was instanced. You could do a bunch. You could do like everything. You could do, take like a wooden plank, make it really big, make it really small. You could do all that stuff. I'm okay with us not having the option because we have cosmetic items that are skins that we put over housings, right? And I'm okay in Wildstar. You could also change the sky. You could be in a little like cloudy place, or you could be in the middle of freaking space. I get that we cannot do that within Ashes, but what we should be able to do is change the ground of our freehold. For example, if you are like Reckless and you have fire cosmetics, volcanoes, right? Reckless should be able to change the ground of his freehold to
molten lava or something like that.
Something like that, exactly. For example, if I want to build a freaking graveyard, then I should have some smoky, dark kind of thing going on with a little bit of fog. Because I don't think that is a lot of work to do, and it just gives. They have said
they don't want to. So they've said they don't want to let you do that because they don't want you walking past like 50 freeholds, and they're all different, multicolored environments.
Okay, you see, I don't care if they say that because I'm trying to imagine this, and I just think, okay, if you're now, let's say, I don't know, you are in the middle of, let's say, grasslands, right? And all of your cosmetics for your freeholds are snow. I think that looks pretty silly, and that breaks immersion. You can make the argument that whoever owns the freehold use some sort of Stackerson, Stufferton, Yoni magic, sacrifice the goat to create a single little biome in the middle of fucking nowhere, and he used some fucking sandal magic. Poof. Version fix.
Sandal magic.
Just saying.
I like that.
It's just saying. But I'm just saying.
Kind of what you said.
Because the reason, I like when I build like housing, when I do like, housing or, all that stuff. I like to make it look like neat, nice. But if I then run into like contrast issues where, like I said, grassland ground of my freehold, and now I have a volcano that is connected to grass, but the grass doesn't burn. There's contrast. It doesn't really fit together. So I'm not gonna use that. If I would have known that back when I bought my first, I would not have bought it, but I would have not bought the ones following. So just saying, it's a small little fix. Let us change the ground of our freehold. Make that a new cosmetic item that people can buy, and I will buy that instantly.
I would buy it too. To be honest, I would buy like a terrain cosmetic.
Exactly, because it's not. It's just for your freehold, right? And I just feel like having that as an option would allow people to customize their freeholds in way more different ways. And you can have like freehold spotlight of the week and whatever. Okay, I'm done. Stackers, and you talk now.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I agree that I want land to be customized, but I see where they're coming from. So it's one of those things where I'm gonna wait till we play the game and we can see what it's like to have a volcano next to an ice house, and all these people with all these different crazy skins.
But BCG, what happened to this is Steven's skin? This is how he wants it.
No, I'm just saying it's only a recommendation. Do it. Just saying, just putting it into perspective. I'm not ranting. I mean, like, hey, they can make it whatever they want. I'm just saying, I'm giving them a visual on how people might look at it. That's a difference. Me just going, Steven changes. This is stupid. That's don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall, this month's cosmetics, I think I'm happy they didn't go with like super festive, and they kind of leaned away from that and just went like I think they listed it right. They said gritty, super festive, icy. Like I like the concept of that. I think it's pretty cool.
I'm still waiting for green flame warlock stuff.
So they have never gone festive. They especially don't want to go anything Christmassy. They've never gone anything Christmassy. During the Halloween stuff, they kind of go for like a darker tone kind of stuff.
And the 4th of July with the firecracker gnome or whatever it was.
During that time, but they've never done it for Christmas. No time in winter have they ever done. They've always done like an icy kind of theme, but it's never been Christmassy.
Yeah, I think they're staying away from like the traditional holidays of the world versus like Vera having their own specific holidays for Vera. So that's cool too. I'm looking forward to seeing those holidays. I can't wait for the lore to come out on those holidays so we could kind of see how that works. And I'll be buying the cosmetics for each one of the holidays in Vera. That's for sure.
All right, okay, good. Rub it in my face that I currently cannot buy cosmetics. Alright, are we done for today? Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Anything Chet wants us to talk about? I actually do have to go to bed early because I have to get up early.
Rant about 10,000 other things. We'll keep ranting about fucking cosmetics.
We're not ranting. Can we stop using the word rant? We're not really ranting.
I was about to go on a rant about fucking Winnie the Pooh in the pre-show. But,
and Winnie the Pooh is a girl or a boy?
But
that isn't really a rant, that's just an opinion. Everybody knows that Winnie the Pooh is a dragon. So what?
No. I was there's 1,000. We continuously bring up like all the different like cosmetic topics and like we go on about cosmetics.
This is what we do. We go off topic. So, but if there's nothing else anybody wants,
we were talking about cosmetics, so it wasn't like really off topic.
I know. So, everybody likes the cosmetics this month, right?
Yeah, I think this is the fastest I've bought cosmetics.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not.
So I missed the last two. I kind of just like put it off and then ended up just never feeling like buying them.
Let me ask you this: at this point, cosmetics, do you buy them because you want to use them, or is it more like a collectible thing?
Collecting. I pretty much already have like the pet I'm gonna use, the mount I'm gonna use, and then I don't know. I'm like the armor. I have a full set I like, but it's not like I'm going to I want to see what they look like, and I want to see what all the sets look like in game. I'm not super big on using a full set thing. There's some accessories I like. I already have the ships that I want to use too.
So yeah, we're done for today. So everybody, thanks for watching. You three, thanks for joining. And we will be back in 2 weeks.
Yes, which is actually right smack dab in the middle of the Alpha 1 testing. We're gonna
So
be on the
you
20th.
guys want to do that? Take a couple...
It's under an NDA, so we can't even talk
No,
about
I know, but I'm saying instead, stepping away from the test for an hour, a little bit longer maybe, and do the...
If we do that,
I'm down to that.
then you're gonna... So, alright, so in 2 weeks, that's the 20th. After that, our next one would be on the 3rd. If we did the 20th, it would be on the 3rd.
Yes.
If we push it back, it'd be on the 27th. So 20th, we could talk about some stuff, and then the 3rd, if after the live stream. If
I'm
we
on
push it back again,
I'm on vacation from the 24th till the 6th, so yeah. So we can do the
I
20th.
I won't be able to come because I know myself. I'm gonna be too hyped. I'm gonna have to stay away from podcasts, man. Cause I'm gonna be hyped.
So yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks. Everybody, thanks for watching. Everybody, make sure to come back in 2 weeks. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and everybody stay safe, still healthy, and wear your masks. All right.
stay happy, stay healthy.
Bye.
See you guys.